You need, right?
It's in the truck.
It's in the truck.
Okay, so we are at the Freeman's house in Saco. Front of the house here, we're looking at a lot of different options. Okay, these options have been determined. All of this area right here is going to be cultured stone on both sides. The cultured stone is going to be Eldorado Warm Springs, and it's a lead stone. We are doing, excuse me, 2 light mounts and 3 plug-ins on the house that are going to be taupe in color, and they're going to be actually Eldorado light mounts. The rest of the house, we're doing a double 4 in, and it's going to be pebblestone clay in color. The outside corner colors are going to be Desert Tone by Edco. Up above here, we are going to do a board and batten, and it's going to be in the same color, so it's pebblestone clay. We're looking at either doing a shake or a board and batten up above. For sure doing cultured stone around that entry door. And then we're looking at an option. Okay, right here we are doing the option. We're actually going to put a sill at that elevation, slightly higher than what I've drawn there with my finger. That sill is going to be taupe in color, just like the light mounts. And then we're doing a cultured stone down below in this area. Same profile, same color as the rest of it. Doing cultured stone at the top of the deck there to the right-hand corner of the house with a sill. And so there'd be stone going around all those windows. Now, they have a wood foundation here, which brings up a good point on the rest of the house. When the siding gets torn off, the owner's talking about digging back a trench there so we could put just color along the wall there before we start siding, and that way he can backfill, and it won't necessarily be up against the siding, but up against the coil. Talking about wrapping all the windows and doors. Okay, we are wrapping all the windows and doors, and the color on that is going to be Desert Tone by Edco. We're leaving all of the fascia and soffit on the house. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. Okay, the second area that we're going to do cultured stone is this area right here. 6 inches high. Right there. Right. Okay, and as I mentioned on the video, it's going to be 36 inches high, so it's going to be about right in here. We're doing a sill on it as well. Notice that there's one of those electrical mounts that I was talking about. There's actually 3 on site. There. Right there. Right there. Wrapping this corner 2 feet. I know we usually stop whenever there's a natural break in the stone, but this is different. It would wrap around the corner the same width as what that is, which is 2 feet. Okay, stop it right there. I didn't mention on the video here, but we've got to deal with this downspout, so if you would notch it so it goes like that. Out. Now, we're also talking about doing a band right above the stone in white. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is, and that band right now is not going to be in white. It is going to be in Desert Tone. Excuse me. So what we've got is we've got the stone wrapping around 1 foot and down, or 2 feet, so it's symmetric on that corner. Then we're going to have a band on top of that in Desert Tone. And then in this area right here, back to the corner, back corner of the garage is going to be board and batten. It's going to be steel board and batten, and it's going to be pebblestone clay. And running that band all the way to that back corner, reason being is we're going to transition from stone to board and batten here. Up above, we're considering doing a band at the toe of that gable there and running it to the other side, and then... Okay, we actually are doing that band. It's going to be Desert Tone as well, so by the toe, I mean right there, over to the other side. This area here is going to be shake. That shake color is... it's mastic hand split cedar, and it's cedar in color. And I'm sorry, I screwed up on the on the original, or on the front, we're doing shake actually in 3 locations. We are doing shake here. We are doing shake on the front of the house, above the upper deck. Originally I called that off as a board and batten in the beginning of the video. That is not. It is actually shake. And then we're doing shake on another gable on the other side of the house, which will be called out soon. We are doing board and batten only on 2 places. This being one of them right here. The other place is in the back. Doing a shake in that gable. Looking at the back side of the house, not doing anything fancy here. Probably wrapping all the windows at this point, although we've discussed only wrapping the ones on the front. Another option for stone is putting stone around this patio door on this side, wrapping 1 foot, so you'd have to address that downspout. And then on the right hand side, going to that inside corner, and then going to that inside corner, which is 12 feet away. We're talking about running at 42 inches in height, which would make the sill land probably somewhere right in here, which is great, because then the sill would drop to here and then back up on that, and it would die in that inside corner. Owner is talking about putting a deck on, so if we do the project, coordinate with the homeowner, put the deck rim board on, put your secondary piece of flashing over that rim, and then put the first piece of flashing, what we typically put on the deck itself, whether it be Trex or redwood. Find out from the homeowner whether it's 1 inch or 1.25 inches in height. The deck is going to go around here, and it's going to go around to this door. We're talking at this point about doing a shake or a board and batten on. Okay, we are doing a board and batten in this area, and it's going to be the same color as the rest of the siding, which is pebblestone clay. That covered area there, and that's a 4-foot soffit, by the way. Oh, before I get too far around the house, they're talking about possibly leaving the soffit and fascia on. If they leave the soffit and fascia on, there's an area back here above the garage that has, well, actually it's above that, dang it, it's above this area right there. There's an area where there's some 4-foot panels there, particularly on the not so fun side. So the part that we can't see, it's sagging, some of it's been cut short. A few of those need to be pulled down. Lath needs to be put up at midpoint and then screwed on 2-foot centers instead of what they did is they just hung it on 4 and it's sagging, and some of them are cut short. Okay, stop right there. I just want to go back a minute. We are not doing no shake, no band in that area. Okay, continuing around to the east side of the house here. Nothing fancy on this side. Let me get back a little ways so you can see the house. But on that upper gable, we're talking about doing a band up there, again on the toe of the gable, just like on the garage. Doing either a shake or a board and batten up above, then regular siding down below. Okay, we actually are doing a band right in there. We'll do the cedar shake up above, and then we're doing the horizontal siding down below. They're siding down below. And then we're talking about doing stone. Wait, I did that at the beginning of the video. But just to summarize, it would be the same elevation as the deck, and it would come around this corner, and it would wrap 1 foot. We'd encapsulate those windows with stone, and we'd use a sill that whole length and wrap the corner. Notice there are 4 circular windows. Homeowner did ask how that would be wrapped. I did say we'd either use a piece of Flex J or we'd use Steel J and cut it. And then to do our wraps, it would be multiple pieces, so we discretize over the top of it, and probably a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 pieces on each side. So quite time consuming, but there are 4 of them. And the last option for stone would be around that entry. Now, there are 2 light mounts there, which brings up the question on whether we're going... We've already talked about this. We are doing those light mounts in, excuse me, in taupe by Eldorado. And up above, I think this might have been addressed, but that will either be horizontal, vertical, or shake. Okay, and this is the area that I screwed up in the beginning of the video. This is actually going to be shake. It is not board and batten. There are only 2 locations on the house that are board and batten. That is the left side of the garage and the back area underneath that 4-foot soffit bump out. All 3 options are being investigated.